So we were finally getting close to our destination, Purepero. Seeing the Bienvenidos a Michoacan sign gave me butterflies. It was still a little further away, but I knew I would begin to see the all-familiar nearby towns. One by one they began to appear. Camecuaro, Zamora, La Piedad, Morelia, and even the little town of Churincio. When we hit that windy road that led to the city before Purepero, I saw the church of Plaza Salca from a distance, almost like a mirage. I didn't know what to think at this point. I knew I was getting closer and closer. It almost felt as if the mountains at the distance were almost screaming out my name with its greatness, beauty, and history. By now, those mountains had witnessed so many generations come and go, visit and revisit, step on its soil, smell, reminisce, or experience it all together as they left their imprint. And then the coveted sign, Bienvenidos a Purepero. I was finally here. The streets, very familiar to me. Not much appeared to have changed at first glance. Some stores and taxis to the side, just waiting for you to hop in to head on over to the next town. So acabamos de llegar a la calle 5 de Mayo y aquí es la calle donde vivía Abuela. After I greeted the family and friends, I stepped outside the house to just enjoy the view and remember the times when I would sit on the sidewalk and just hang out. The town being as friendly as it is, a little old lady that was walking down the street stopped to ask my aunt who I was. Once we exchanged names and talked about the family, she made a connection with Abuela. Turns out she was Abuela's old friend. She began to talk about my Abuela and how she was so grateful to Abuela for helping her so many times. She said that Abuela was always very nice to them, extending herself and to her family. She began to cry, and then I cried. We hugged, and she went on her way. As I watched her walk down the street, a flood of tears ran down my eyes. Then I saw her stop to wipe her tears. I can only imagine what she was thinking as she walked down that street. I wondered if I would ever see this little lady again. I was so glad to have met someone that had known Abuela before my mom and I were even born. So this is the area. The street I remember visiting throughout the years as a child and some of my young adult life. The clear blue skies with sporadic white clouds were still very present. A lot is still the same. The ever so famous narrow streets. My great-grandmother's home, or at least the front face of it, is still intact. The post I would play on with my aunts, which I want to call cousins because that's how I've always known them, is still there. This adobe home was the entryway into the vast family land where I remember exiting to head to the plaza with my mom. And this random house was built on a piece of family land that was sold to a non-family member. And this boarded up old home, well, it's my abuela's. There are so many memories and stories behind these old doors, and I hope to share them with you in the videos to come.